Hi, chat. I love you. Mwah.
And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
Hi, guys.
And brought to you by you, the G2 community at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Twitch.tv and everywhere else on the internet. What's going on, everybody? Hi, I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome to the #1 video game entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's Side Scrollers. Boy, oh boy, do we got a good one today. It's going to be exciting because, man, I'll tell you what. Well, let's get everybody in. Travis is not joining us today. Travis had some personal stuff going on. So joining us today, Labs.
Hello. Happy Thursday. I forgot what day it was for a second. Everything just blurs. The hello, chat. Smash that like button. Hello.
I'll tell you what. The week has been flying by.
I know.
It's been going crazy. Also joining us today, the greatest gamer in this or any other room. It's Adam Krigler.
Hello there. Hello there. Well, the second one was more Obi-Wan. The first one was just me, and then I was like, I could be a little more Obi there, and
Jedi
then
Krigler.
raised the level of the Obi-Wan and brought it out. Craig is clueless. That's okay. He's only seen Star Wars once.
Yeah, he's just a young Padawan. It's all right.
Not even.
It sounds like you're going. Boop, 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 blah. That's what it sounds like to me right now. You just spewed a bunch of nonsense.
Is that what I sound like?
Kinda when you're talking Star Wars, like crazy. I hear Yoda, Han Solo.
I did not say those names.
No, but that's
Obi-Wan.
what I hear.
You know what? Who's
Obi-Wan
General Grievous?
Kenobi though. Come on.
I know Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, I know.
Yeah. Thank you. See.
Yeah, or like people be talking and they go Sith. Like it just sounds like a bunch
What
of.
is a Sith?
Right, it just sounds like a bunch of gibberish, and then I'll just hear a word, and I'm like, oh, so that's okay.
I know that reference.
That's right. That's right.
I understood that reference.
Also joining us today, very excited to have this wee young lad with a magnificent beard. I may throw out there from the Legion of Memers. It's Kenzo.
A wee young lad.
Yeah, you look great.
I was just thought I was here because you needed another old guy with a beard, to be honest.
No, just take it, Kenzo. Just take it and run with it.
You just own it, buddy. Just own it. That's right. Well, we're glad you're with us, Kenzo. How are you?
I'm glad to be here too. I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah,
representing the Legion of Memers.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Memers have been a big part of Side Scrollers. We look forward to seeing what you guys offer every single day. And some days we're dumb and we miss it, but and that's you can put that on me. But we very much value everything that the Legion of Memers do for Side Scrollers. You guys are a great part of our show and our community. So love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Speaking of the Legion of Memers,
yes.
Extra Zero. I'm gonna read the super chat because I just love it.
Please.
It says Extra Zero for 5 says Jedi Krigler is basically Yoda with glorious ears. Great. It was a great meme. Made me laugh.
That's some good lore.
I really enjoyed that.
Love it.
Thank you, Extra Zero.
So in addition, if you're watching us over on YouTube, you can also find us over on Twitch, as I said earlier, at Stuttering Craig, and on Rumble, which yesterday we passed 1,000 followers. So, excellent stuff over there. Amazing stuff. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate that as we slowly grow. We're going to do the same. We're just slowly spreading over the internet little by little, which is great. If you guys are popping in for the first time after coming in over the last few days, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys say hi in the chat. Of course, give a thumbs up if you wouldn't mind to the episode, and let people know that we have this great thing going on over here. Did you guys get a chance to catch the Keemstar interview last night at all?
I watched a little bit of it.
I watched like 2 seconds. I was asleep. I'm an old woman.
Labs.
I know.
Well, I fell asleep to it.
everything.
What'd you
I
guys
fell
think?
asleep to the soothing sound of your voice.
I heard
no.
something about DSP, and then I was like, wait, I have to be in bed. And
You're like, nope.
We
I'm
did
good.
I think we cast the net pretty good yesterday. It was up kind of all over the place. We talked about a lot of stuff. Like here are my notes from yesterday. Let me actually pull this up. So like people, if you ever see me like looking down on,
he's not texting, guys.
no. I'm like, what I'm doing is I'm like taking notes and writing things, right? Like different things that I want to talk about, and I'll cross out things. The first question I actually had, which I didn't actually get a chance to ask him, was simply, why do people hate you? And I always like to open with like a really broad question like that. Right. And you put the onus on them to answer the question, you know? But I never actually got to that question. we went into all the two. There will be a part 2. There will absolutely be a part 2. So. Yeah. So we're making a lot of interesting friends here on Side Scrollers, and it's very, very fun. So
do you think Detractor Con will actually happen? Is that going to happen? Is that going to be a thing? And follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
Will DSP actually show up if he gets like a full panel? I don't know. I don't think so.
I think this.
No. Kenzo's shaking his head. No.
No. Part 2, no. There's not a chance in hell he'd show. But part 1, I think that there is a greater chance of it happening than not. Now, is it going to be a physical event or a digital event? I don't know, right? Because some of the concerns that I've heard about Detractor Con is the idea that a lot of the detractors want to remain anonymous, right? Okay, so if we do it digitally, it'll allow a lot more people to be a part of it. So we are obviously big on extreme inclusion here on Side Scrollers, so we want to make sure we get an opportunity to be included in whatever it is that we do. So
detractor rights are human rights.
Oh no!
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
The PTSD.
Oh man!
Awesome. Look, we've kind of dug into a lot of internet stuff the last few days. People have been like, "Wow, man, blah 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 blah." You guys thought this was a gaming podcast? No, this is a gaming and entertainment podcast. And some days we'll be heavy in gaming, some days we'll be heavy in entertainment, some days we'll be, it just kind of depends. We dabble. We dabble a little bit. And today is going to be heavy gaming. So if you guys who are like heavy gaming, you guys make sure you guys share the episode. It's very important that you do, because I got to be honest, the entertainment episodes do way better than the gaming episodes. So let people know. All we ask is that you just let people know when we have gaming stuff going on. So
why aren't you talking about the drama now? What the hell? I got a little loud there. There's always someone, man. There's always someone.
Speaking of gaming, later today at 1:00, I continue my Mario Funathon, which has been awesome so far. It's been really, really great. I've had a great few days. You can see everyone's contributions. They're over here on this side. I got contributions over here on the other side of the skateboard. It's been outstanding, and thank you guys very much for all your support there. Come join us at 1:00 as I'm playing Super Mario Land 2. 6 golden coins for the Game Boy. And then after I beat that today, moving on to Mario 64. So should be fun. Hey, look at that. Nice. Very good, Adam.
Such a
He's
classic.
like a kid in a candy shop. Look what I got.
I love my Game Boy games. I've had these since I was freaking 9.
Kenzo,
not all of them.
Do you ever have a Game Boy?
Yeah, I never had a Game Boy, and I never had an N64. But I did beat Mario 64 on the DS. Like my first ever console was at NES, and I had the Super NES. But yeah, I skipped out the N64.
Can I just say that you add so much class to this show just with your accent?
Why, thank you, sir. Why, thank you.
Yeah,
that's a perspective issue, and he doesn't speak for all of us. I'm just saying.
Adam actually feels you bring the show down with your accent.
Thank you, Adam.
No, I didn't say that. I think we have a lot of class, and he just is on par with our class. All right?
Why, thank you. I'll take that.
Right. Okay.
I'll definitely take that. No, I think my gaming days were sort of pre-consoles. I was playing a lot of early day cabinets and stuff. And I had a Commodore 64 and an Atari. They were sort of like the first things I played before I got into the 8-bit and the 16-bit era.
So you're OOG. I love that. The Oest of G's.
Of those games that you grew up playing on the Commodore, Atari, those like early systems, favorite game? What was the one that you were like, "Oh, I love this game"?
Well, all of the Mario titles. But
Okay,
I'll be honest,
classic.
Street Fighter 2 was the one that sort of really got me. And when I was first introduced to it too, like I was kind of annoyed because where I grew up in the town. There was a couple of different places that had cabinets that they used to rotate quite often. So, we had stuff like Shinobi, Double Dragon, Kung Fu Master, Yaya Kung Fu, and it was around early 90s. They had the WrestleFest game, WWF 1.
Let's go.
Right. And I was really into that. I think that one was at the swimming. Yeah, it was at the local swimming pool. So me and my friends would always sort of bash that out after we'd played swimming. I remember going back there one day and
stop. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Sorry.
I apologize for just brutally cutting you off there. But you said something that I just can't get past, and I won't be able to get past.
Say it.
Did you say that you played swimming?
No, we would play it after swimming.
Okay, I'm sorry. I must have misheard.
I heard it too, Craig. I heard it too.
Okay.
Hold on. Should I go back and listen to the VOD?
I think we should. Like. Yeah. Because but yeah, it was extremely rude of me. But I apologize. Continue, sir. I apologize.
So, yeah.
I apologize for him.
We were playing swimming, right? And afterwards, we'd normally play WrestleFest. So we turned up and the cabinet was gone. I was like, WrestleFest is gone. What is this? And they replaced it with Street Fighter 2 that I'd never heard of. And after playing it once or twice, I didn't give I didn't care about the WrestleFest game being gone anymore. Put it that way. Mm.
Yep, pretty spectacular, man. Like it was the best. It was the best. For sure. All right. Look, it's great to learn more about your gaming world,
and swimming.
Kenzo. I love it.
And how
and swimming. Look, we got some big news here, because to celebrate the trailer for Mortal Kombat, which we're going to be looking at very shortly, Seth Trollins has come in with the $50 super chat.
Mortal Kombat balls.
Well, Kenzo can do it with his nice accent.
Balls. Kenzo,
say balls.
Come on.
Balls.
Oh, a classy balls. Yeah. All right.
So classy. Because pinky's up.
Maybe Craig was onto something earlier. I must have missed it. Oh. Balls. You sounded like an AI voice there.
One more time.
No.
I respectfully decline.
Hey, so Seth Trollins comes in.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Seth.
It has begun. Mortal Kombat!
I'm not going to do the rest. You can hear it, though, in your head.
Hey, you know the beautiful thing about that with Seth? Check this out. This is what we do. Boom. Check this bad boy out. We've been doing this on the Mario Funathon. Seth Trollins is going on the back wall with that 50 right there. Boom, right here. Seth freaking Trollins. Look at it! Right there.
That was aggressive.
I see Ha, and then I see Ham.
And then you see Henry Davis.
Pop it on back there.
I know that's Shamsa, right?
Yeah, it's
gotta love
Shamsa.
that.
She gets her own category.
Shout out to Shamsa.
Shamsa.
Hey, Seth, thank you very much. Good, popped up on that back wall. Greatly appreciate that. That's outstanding. We're gonna
your place.
One of the biggest pieces of feedback I've been hearing is kind of place the super chats as we go through the show, like depending on between each story, right? So they don't slow down the show. So we're working here. Just we appreciate you guys rolling with us as we go. But obviously, when somebody comes in and drops a 50, we're gonna go and we're gonna make sure people know, and we're gonna get them on the back wall. So we really appreciate that. And balls. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, and we'll knock out these amazing ones before we get into all the news. But I want to let everybody know that obviously we have Kenzo on today. But next week we have Camelot on the show on Monday. Camelot 331. He's going to be coming back. We will also have Quarter Black Garrett joining us for the first time next week. And Shagsworth will be joining us as well. So we got a lot of great folks coming up. They're going to be a part of the show as we try to have a new guest every single day here on the show, which is excellent. So Lucario wants to know if I have blue paper. I sure do have blue paper. Yep, I got all the paper. I got all the different colors over here. Bam, check it out. I got blue, I got yellow, I got green, I got purple, I got red. I got it all.
I'm really proud that you learned the colors of the rainbow.
I'm on fire today, Blabs. On fire. Dungeon became a brand new member to the channel. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to see a Dungeon. And ESE says, can we get a celebratory bubble blow, please? Absolutely 100% not. And the Legion of Memers came in with the $10 super chat saying, hail Side Scrollers and hail Kenzo, you absolute legend. Superman, if he hasn't scared, if he wasn't scared of green rocks, is proud to have you represent the Legion.
That's my boss.
That's my boss.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, look, we promised a gaming heavy day. A lot of people were pissed about the title of today's show, but look, it'll all make sense.
Before we move on, Diana Francisco over on Rumble says, good morning, my time. Huge hugs to Craig, Travis, Adam, and Blabs, and Rumblers. This show has made my mornings incredible in ways. God bless your day. Oh, no. Oh, not to forget Kenzo. Welcome. Thank you, Diana.
That makes me really happy. Thank you, Kenzo. Thank you.
I got the Rumble chat up, so I'll pay attention to those.
I appreciate that. Yeah. If any Rumble rants come in, you guys please let me know. That'll be your responsibility because you're excellent at that.
Wait. I don't want responsibilities though. Wait, hold on. All right, I'll do it.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, Kenzo, are you ready? All right, good.
You sure? But are you excited?
Of course.
All right. Okay.
I appreciate that in this podcast, Kenzo, this audio podcast, people, Kenzo will communicate with a nod of the head.
A nod, yes.
Hey, it's time for my favorite segment.
For the people listening, Kenzo is now nodding.
That's right. That's right. Please, instead of nodding, just go nod. Nod.
Yep.
It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for
Hard News.
Excellent. Here we go. Thanks to Paul Hadouken for that wonderful tune. And speaking of Paul,
she gave me a 10. Craig, sorry. Whoa. She gave me a 10. This is amazing. This is a moment in history. That was a 10 right there.
Nailed it.
It'll never happen again.
Thank you. I'm gonna take it. I don't care. Kenzo, what would you rate that their entrance to Hard News?
It's a strong 5 out of 5.
He's perfect for this.
5 out of 5. I'll take that as a 10.
Yeah.
That's so it's perfect.
Right. In the UK, they have weird ratings.
Yeah, he's using that UK rating scale, which is.
I almost removed you from the stream. My finger was hovering over it. I'm like, did you just 5 me out of 5? Oh yes, thank you, Mr. Class. Yes,
Mr. Class, Class Kenzo.
5 stars. Yeah, strong 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's get into this. The big news this morning, my friends, was as suspected, the trailer for Mortal Kombat, not 12, Mortal Kombat 1 is the official title to this game. And we're going to check this trailer out right now. Before I go in, there's a lot here. There's a lot going in this trailer. And it's definitely different, but it's kind of exciting to see. I think that, actually, I'm going to download it really quick. You know what? I can't download it. Never mind. I was going to use 4K downloader to download it because I like to get the better audio when we run it through our system. But we'll just go screen cap on it. But we'll watch this trailer and react to it in real time as we see. I've watched it a couple times myself. Yes, a couple times. And the title of today's episode will make much more sense in about 2 minutes. So let's get into this. This is the trailer for Mortal Kombat 1. Oh, by the way, it's bloody as fuck.
Yeah, it really is.
Mm-hmm.
It is time. Time to wake up to a new reality. To
Now,
a
I'm guessing
blank
this is young
canvas
Raiden, by the way.
that I have painted in with warmth and peace. In my new era, the choice is yours. Whether to live in quiet serenity
Is that Kung Lao?
or bloody strife.
Yeah, I think that's Liu Kang, or that's Kung Lao and Raiden, I believe, because they're kind of Katana.
To dwell in joyous prosperity or bitter rivalry.
Melina?
Now this is big because people wanted Melina in the last game and they were pissed. I guess it took either she didn't appear in it or I didn't play the last game, but I know Melina was a big sticking point for the fans, so they put her in this first trailer, which is a really big deal. So let's continue.
You can face each other as sworn enemies or united as brothers. But a storm is brewing, and soon you will discover that even in this new era, one constant remains. There is always something worth fighting for.
Labs, cover your eyes, please. It's rated in for mature. Okay, thank you.
Hey,
Thank
what
you.
am I?
Just cover your eyes, please.
You have chosen to defy peace. Then you have chosen war with a god.
Oh my god, it's so brutal. Holy shit, I need to do this.
Fatality.
Hey, Blabs, let's just take it. Look at what happens here. Let's just look at this one more time. We're not even through this, but just take a look at what happens. He goes up and he grabs the guy's head as his arms are being thrown out to the side, almost crucified by dragon warrior god powers, right? A dragon on each side. The guy comes down, thrusts his hand down on his head, and as the guy is screaming, he continues to scream as he drives his head through his body. Just go check this out, Blabs. Oh, fucking video games, man. They're the best.
Jesus Christ.
It's in our blood. Let's go. All right.
I'm gonna let that play. I'm gonna let that play.
Play it out, man. That's
Holy shit. Does that look awesome? I mean, Mortal Kombat has been known for being the bloody fighting game. And it's incredible how visceral that felt. Those fatality. Hold on. Those were amazing looking. Like, holy shit. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. It looks fantastic.
Well, so there's obviously a big cinematic, and that'll probably be the cinematic for the trailer. So there's a few things, the cinematic at the very beginning of the game. Now, I think that there's a lot in there that I think a lot of Mortal Kombat fans will pick and prod, and you'll see Easter eggs and all sorts of stuff coming out today. You know, videos detailing this thing that we missed or whatever. But the big underlying thing that I saw, and it was a constant message, was the idea that foes could have to unite to take on a bigger idea. Potentially, right?
But the word that I caught was choose. You can choose to be enemies or allies, and it's like, So is there going to be some sort of like choose your own adventure style campaign? Because the campaign of Mortal Kombat 10, which is the last one that I played, I didn't play 11, but I really enjoyed the combat and feel of what 10 was. I thought it was great. So it would be interesting to see if they're going to keep it a fighting game also. I mean, is it going to stay just the side classic fighting style, or is it going to add some sort of a new element? Because they're saying they're redoing it all. Or I don't remember what the first line that he says. What is it again?
It's a like a reborn version. I think it's what he said. Something.
But he says something specific though.
Here.
Time to wake up
Time to wake up
to a new
reality. So
Right.
that could mean a lot of things. You know, is that telling the fans like this is a new Mortal Kombat? Yeah, it's gonna have all this visceral, bloody fatalities that you know and love, but we're gonna switch it up a little bit, and it's not gonna be a fighting game anymore because it's a new, not a new franchise, but it's a new style. They're redoing, they're revamping, they're starting over fresh. So it's like, I actually wouldn't mind if it was something different.
They actually have a Q&A on their website, which I have pulled up and I want to check out. But a lot of people were saying, yes, and we're going to get into that. There's a lot here, and we're going to do a little dissecting. So stay with us, guys. If you guys are just tuning in, if you guys like this in-depth video game stuff, please stay with us. All right. So I actually want to point something out. A lot of people are saying this is a cinematic trailer only. I don't think it is. I think there's some gameplay sprinkled in. I think every single fatality you see is gameplay. It's not that it's gameplay from the game, including one actual move from the game, which I think you see right here. This looks like a move from Mortal Kombat coming up right here. I think that's in game right there. Personally, that's the first thing that I saw just based off the way the camera moves. And now there's no HUD on there. There's no HUD. There's no life or anything like that. But I think that's actual gameplay personally. But I don't know. That's just my.
I mean, obviously it's cinematics. What are they? What's like? What are they saying? Like who? Yeah, obviously it's cinematics, and
right.
Well, they can't be excited.
They used to have those kind of cinematic cutscenes mid-fight anyway, where you'd do a specific move and then they'd zoom in and you'd see like bones breaking.
Right.
The X-rays.
Sort of vision. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now there was a lot in there, and IGN has gone through and they've shown the full roster of fighters, which I would be surprised if this is the full roster, the final roster, but this is the fighter gallery from the trailer, because this would be the Mortal Kombat roster has expanded so much, but they're saying the full roster of fighters in Mortal Kombat 1 will include Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Kung Lao, Kitana, Milana, Shang Tsung, Johnny Cage, and many more. Okay, so and many more. But you can see them as
Milana? Did you say Milana? Sorry,
no,
that was funny.
Melina. But you can kind of see the ones as they go through. I had a hard time distinguishing who was between Kung Lao and Liu Kang and everybody in there. They all look like young Asian dudes to me personally. Like I couldn't tell, there wasn't enough defining features on them.
Their hats are a dead giveaway though.
Well, between Kung Lao and Raiden though, they have very similar
Raiden that's Raiden's hat. Kung Lao has more of like the cap in the center.
Yes. Maybe I missed that. I wasn't paying that close of attention to it, but let's continue on here, because here is why the title of today's episode is After 30 Years, Mortal Kombat Finally Gets It Right. Kenzo, do you know the origin story of Mortal Kombat? The actual origin story of the game, not the lore of Mortal Kombat, the actual game.
Kind of.
Adam, you ever heard this before?
No, but I want to hear what kind of means.
Well, I know.
Go ahead, Kenzo.
I remember it coming out. I remember playing Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. I know most of the lineup for the people. Is Tobias Boone one of the...
Ed Boon and John Tobias.
That's it. Yeah, so that's kind of, like I said, kind of. Well,
let me give you the background. I
claim to be an expert.
Let me give you a quick background. So the story behind Mortal Kombat is there was a in the late 80s and early 90s, action films were huge. They were big, big games. Big franchises, movies. Street Fighter 2 had come out. Kenzo, you had talked about. And it was obviously dominating. And Midway wanted to create a game around with the idea inspired by the movie Bloodsport, which starred Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yes, the Kumite battle. That was pretty much the entire idea behind it. Mortal Kombat originally was supposed to star Jean-Claude Van Damme, who eventually became Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage is the Jean-Claude Van Damme character, and JCVD actually he just declined on being a part of it, or something along. Either way, it didn't happen, and Johnny Cage became his own character, who was an homage to like the Frank Dukes character that Jean-Claude Van Damme played in Mortal Kombat or in the movies, right? So hence the splits and the ball punch. These are things that you saw in Bloodsport, right? So what's really exciting about this is for the first time ever now in this game, after 30 years, Jean-Claude Van Damme will actually be making an appearance as a skin for Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 1, which for me as a fan, I'm geeking out over this. I think this is really, really cool. So
that's fun.
Yeah, it's really, really neat, which is why I say after 30 years, they finally are getting it right, which is really, really cool. So
we have, it's confirmed that now Johnny Cage will be in the movie too, or in the game as well, because IGN didn't add that. They just went off what the trailer was saying.
Right.
So you're getting more information, more than IGN gives you. Nice job, Greg.
You got it.
Good shit, buddy.
So it was funny. Okay, I'm going to read this really quick because I think this is really, really neat. So Mortal Kombat 1, the next game in NetherRealm's 30-year fighting game franchise, is traveling back in time, centuries before events of the known Mortal Kombat timeline. Despite the time shift, series staple Johnny Cage will make his way into the roster along with blah, 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 blah. Even more intriguing is that the fact that the actor Jean-Claude Van Damme will make an appearance as Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 1 thanks to a character skin. Van Damme's appearance in Mortal Kombat 1 closes a specific loop in Mortal Kombat's history because the Belgian martial artist was partly the inspiration of the original Mortal Kombat in its Hollywood hero Johnny Cage. He was supposed to be Johnny Cage, Mortal Kombat series co-creator Ed Boon said in an interview with Polygon last year. We took images from Bloodsport and talked about digitizing graphics and how it was going to be Van Damme in the game. At some point, he passed, but we later inquired maybe a couple times as recently as like Mortal Kombat 9, and he wanted to be a skin of the game. For some reason, it just never came through. So apparently, Van Damme now has changed his mind. So I actually am like genuinely excited about this, and this is something that I know this is really silly. I would actually buy the game for this skin. And this is so stupid because for me, it's kind of like closure on this 30-year loop from when I was a child. I think this is really, really cool. So,
do you think he's running out of cocaine money? It's like shit, man.
Do you remember the game for the movie of Street Fighter? Was that mocap? Or I can't remember.
Street Fighter the movie, the game.
Yeah.
Street Fighter the movie, the game was motion capture. Yeah. And that would be really bizarre too, because Jean-Claude Van Damme, the game that was there's this weird alternate universe, but it's actually reality where Jean-Claude Van Damme, who was supposed to play Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat, actually played Guile in Street Fighter, and Jean-Claude Van Damme was digitized, which was digitized in a Street Fighter game, which the digitization was a copy off of Mortal Kombat. So it's like there's all these twisting layers to this, which is really kind of exciting. So I'm just a big dork when it comes to this stuff, and I appreciate it. So I mentioned the FAQs on the Mortal Kombat website, and you were asking Adam about what kind of game this is going to be. Well, they answer that. So let's go dig into this a little bit.
Cool.
It says, what type of game is Mortal Kombat 1? Mortal Kombat 1 is the latest title in the acclaimed Mortal Kombat video game franchise developed by award-winning NetherRealm Studios. The game will introduce a reborn Mortal Kombat universe that has been created by the fire god Liu Kang, featuring reimagined versions of iconic characters that have never been seen before, along with a new fighting system, game modes, bone-crushing finishing moves, and more. This is
new fighting system.
Yeah. Now,
I mean, is it safe to say that Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, like all these games have a similar fighting system? You know,
No.
down forward punch, back circle,
No.
you know, whatever it is. No,
No,
they're
not
different.
at
Sounds like
all.
a reboot with a reborn.
Yeah,
Mortal
that's kind of.
Kombat
I think that's
universe.
the idea. You notice in the trailer a lot of it takes place it's not in modern times. You know, Kenzo, you were talking about playing Mortal Kombat 2 and 3, and Mortal Kombat 3 taking place on subways and
Yeah.
you know, this clearly is not the case in this situation. Looks like it's taking place hundreds of years prior to modern times, which is intriguing. This is, for me, it says featuring reimagined versions of iconic characters as they've never been seen before.
Another sentence of a reboot.
Yeah, I don't know what to think of that. I think this is kind of like a wait and see sentence for me personally. I don't quite know what to think of that, because there's so much lore attached to these characters. You know, Scorpion and Sub-Zero being bitter eternal rivals. You know, the sisters of Katana and Melina. You know, and their relationship. There's a lot here, and you wonder if they're gonna take it and be like, well, that was good, but is this truly a reboot or a refreshing, if you will? You know, are they just kind of sprucing things up? And, you know, are Scorpion and Sub-Zero all of a sudden going to be allies? Or who knows? I mean, you said the word choose, Adam.
Well, that's what they said in the trailer, you know, well, obviously there was Sub-Zero and Scorpion standing there and looking like they're about to fight, but then it's like, or do you choose to be brothers in war? And then they turn towards obviously the enemy that they have to, you know, fight together. And I see game modes too, which, you know, are they going to do elements of, I don't know, like an RPG element to this? Because the last game that I played, it had that zone where you had to like open chests. It was like a castle that you like slowly would unlock new areas to, like, you know, you get skins, you'd get like different things that you unlock as you got more and more of the stuff unlocked, and you get the currency to unlock the stuff by playing the campaign and playing the game. I'm curious if they're leaning into that even more so.
Well, they've done that before. They've had some adventure modes before in Mortal Kombat where you went around and I think on the PlayStation 2, Shaolin Monks, I think was the game, where they've had Mortal Kombat has never been stretching for different game modes. They've always had the core Mortal Kombat game. Then they've had, you know, the Crypt, which allows you to unlock different skins and stuff. Now you just pay for that stuff, right? But it used to be all in game. And you know, Mortal Kombat, they had chess combat. They had a kart racing game. You know, they've had all sorts of ridiculous modes in Mortal Kombat over the years. So they've never been one to try just shy away from trying different things. But
I don't think that they would ever get, and I think it would be stupid of them to ever get rid of the classic 1v1 Mortal Kombat fighting game, because, and they said game mode, so they're probably going to be like, here it is, this is the base thing, but also you can, or maybe interwoven with the campaign, because, you know, it was like a story, and then boom, you'd land in a fight, and then you fight through, and then I kind of like the way that they started doing it. Instead of the classic like tower, now you're fighting Liu Kang, now you're fighting Katana, now you're fighting Goro. Obviously, you know, I don't know if
they would sometimes do story, arcade, or survival mode, you know.
Right.
What's interesting though, the thing that I found interesting was you keyed in on the word choose, right? Based off that. But the word choose has always been a really important word in Mortal Kombat. Choose your destiny. You know, that's always been the first thing that you're met with once you start the game. It may be the first word you hear, choose. And I think that's actually kind of interesting to kind of key in on that during that trailer. Let's continue on to this FAQ here.
Thank you.
Well, I was just talking about just in general.
Oh, fine.
Who's developing it? NetherRealms. Now it is coming to the Switch. It's developed by a different company. Warner Brothers is publishing it. It's coming out September 19th this year. So about 4 or 5 months from now, coming out
soon.
very, very soon. And they talk about the platforms it's going to be on. It's going to be on the all the modern, so it won't be on PlayStation 4 or
no last gen.
No, pretty much the Switch is the closest.
I mean,
to last gen.
Let's be real. Switch
but
is last gen.
There's nothing new for Nintendo. That's the newest console.
I still consider Switch last gen.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm saying Xbox.
I think the PS4 is stronger than the Switch, and the PS4
Probably.
is considered last gen. So,
all right,
that's holding the game back. Sorry,
here's the big
Switch
one.
Players out there, but
how much will Mortal Kombat 1 cost? The Mortal Kombat 1 Standard Edition will be available physically and digitally for $69.99, so $70. On all consoles. The Mortal Kombat 1 Premium Edition will be available physically and digitally for $110 on PlayStation 5, blah, 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 and will include all Standard Edition content along with the Combat Pack, early access to the game, so a week early, and 1,250 Dragon Crystals, the in-game currency, the Combat Pack, which will feature a Johnny Cage skin with the likeness of famed actor and martial artist Jean-Claude Van Damme, available at launch. Early access to 6 new playable characters available post-launch, and 5 new cameo fighters available post-launch, which we'll get to the cameo fighters here in a minute.
Pause. So does that mean you're going to be buying the $110 version because it comes with the Jean-Claude Van Damme?
No. does not mean I'm going to be buying that.
But what if that's the only way? What if it's like the pre-order special edition only?
Nah, they'll have it available. Buy just the skin.
That's tough. Question for the chat: is this at $70? Are you guys still wrapped around the $70 price tag? Like I saw, I am 16-bit says $70 is a no buy for me, right? Kenzo, how do you feel about the new? Obviously the price hike of $70 compared to the $60 is when you see a game that's $70, does it deter you from
most times now when I'm handing over $70 for a game, it's on behalf of one of my children, so I have no choice, either pay the $70 or be a bad dad. Like
rough.
Donut Sensei says we're used to 70, but 110, right? Well,
I mean, hold on though. I not to defend this expensive stuff. First off, I have 2 things. All right, I don't like that digital versions of these games are the same price as the physical copy. I think it's fucking stupid, and it makes absolutely no sense. It should be cheaper. We'll just put it that way. I don't know exactly what it should mean, but if you're not getting the physical copy, why are you spending? Why is it the same price? Why? Mm-hmm. I think it's ridiculous, and that needs to end with these game companies. All right, please. Now, on the other side of it, I understand that games require a shit ton. The servers, upkeep, the amount of people in the companies, new content that people want with the game that they love. Like I play Destiny currently. I'm getting a little bored with it, but a new season's coming next week. Hopefully they really freaking kick it up a notch because the DLC was trash this year. But if they couldn't continue supporting this game, then there wouldn't be new content for me to play, and I would have been bored with it a long time ago, right? So I like it when game companies bring out new stuff. They're probably going to be updating it constantly. That's kind of what these new companies are doing, season passes, drip feeding content, which I don't mind. I actually like that. Like, oh, new stuff to do. Oh, new weapons to use, new moves to learn or whatever, or fixing a bug that needs to be fixed. If this $110 price comes with the season pass for the year, you get the DLC that's coming out. I don't know exactly if that's everything that happens or what $1,400 dragon crystals is probably about $15. Probably, 100 crystals is $1. I'm assuming because that's about what it would be. So take that off. That's 95. So it's $25 more. And what else are you getting? You're getting some skins. You're probably getting the season pass, which I'm assuming. So I'm not saying 110 makes sense, but I do understand why that they're giving these higher prices for these games.
Nick points out in the chat, says, can't really complain much. Mortal Kombat released in 1992 for $60. When adjusted to today, that's $130. That's for inflation. And he's not wrong. And we've had this conversation many times about how games are actually cheaper now than they've ever been. And the support, that's the thing that people don't, and you mentioned this, Adam, the idea that the amount of cost, games are now a service. They're not a product. They're a service. And there's a difference between the two. And that previously, when you would buy a game on a cartridge, you put it in and that was your game and you had it and you played it. And now you play games and there's server cost, there's continued development on it. Games have shifted from a product to a service, and that's something that has happened over the console generation. So
well said. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, just needs to be considered that. Now there's one more additional collector's edition here, which we've had a $70, we've had $110, and there is a Mortal Kombat 1 collector's edition, which will be available physically for $250. Woohoo!
That's actually nothing for collector's edition.
Okay, wait. Keep reading though. I see it. I see why.
It says we'll include all premium edition content and early access, along with a 16.5-inch Liu Kang sculpture designed by Course and an inspired Liu Kang in-game character skin, 3 exclusive art prints, a steel case, and 2,700 dragon crystals. So
to me, as a collector, that sounds actually reasonable. When they released the Hogwarts Legacy Collector's Edition, it was shit. It was almost $300 for garbage, actual garbage. So this sounds like something for collectors. Perfect.
What does that mean, actual garbage? They give you just a trash can?
They gave you like a book that was somewhat magnetized so the wand would just float over it. But it looked shitty. It looked cheap. So everyone was pretty much pissed off about it, and it was expensive as hell. That sounds reasonable. You get a lot of stuff in that collector's edition. I mean, you get all those exclusive prints. You get the limited edition stuff. Like, for me, as a collector, I would want to get that if I like Mortal Kombat.
It's like, how much do you truly love Mortal Kombat? Do you love it $250 worth of Mortal Kombat? Which
that is the question.
Here's the thing. No. Thousands of people will buy this. Like, and it's gonna, and that's the reality of it. They have a 30-year relationship.
If they have thousands, because this is the kind of thing that it's going to be a set number of available, which will just make people want it more.
Of course, let's talk about something else in this. And we've spent a lot of time on Mortal Kombat. There's actually a lot more to talk about today.
Sure.
And we're going to get to your super chats here in a minute, guys. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. If you guys are still with us, hit the thumbs up button, whether you're watching over on YouTube or on Rumble. Please continue to do so and spread the word about these the gaming-centric podcasts that we do. Once again, I want to reiterate that, we do our gaming podcast, do an entertainment podcast. When we talk gaming, it's so much fun to talk about. I need you guys to help get the word out there about these gaming shows. So there is this thing called cameo fighters in this. And this is it's a separate group of the main rosters of fighters, and it talks about it here briefly, and then there's an article that digs into it a little bit more. Cameo fighters are a unique roster of partner characters to assist during matches, creating expanded gameplay possibilities for rosters. These characters are chosen separately from the main rosters. Now, if anybody played, Kinza, did you play like Marvel versus Capcom?
Yeah.
Right, and I think that's the idea here. Did you ever play that, Adam? Marvel vs. Capcom?
You can kind of do like a sort of a double tag team move.
Tag team. Yeah.
Right. I think that's the idea here. Mm-hmm. But and that's been around for, I don't know, what, 20 years now? Marvel vs. Capcom? Wow. 20, 25 years. So
and they're not the only game to do it, but this idea of the tag team.
Tekken tag tournament. Well.
And the moves that you could do as well, where you set it up like an alley-oop and then bring them in and finish the combo. It's pretty cool. It's the stuff you can do with them. I
go back to anytime you allow for, I don't know, let's just say they have 20 mainline characters, and then they have another 20 assist characters, right? So all the different variables attached there, was that 400 different possibilities attached to character combinations? You have to account for every single move and every single assist, which I would like to think that they're going to think about potential opportunities for game-breaking assists and game-breaking combos and stuff. But you never know, and they'll be patched out if there are any game-breaking combos. But because I go back to like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, where if you were to go back and watch some high-level Marvel vs. Capcom 2 from like EVO, which is the big fighting game tournament from 15 years ago or so, the long and short of it with a game like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, where there's so many characters and so many assists, is that it got to the point to where these high-level characters, it was all about who's not going to make a mistake. And as soon as somebody made a mistake, the game was over, because they'd go into like an infinite combo and they would just juggle them till the game was done. And that's what Marvel vs. Capcom 2 happened. So I wonder if, obviously they're going to be thinking about that with Mortal Kombat 1. So anyways, I'm actually genuinely excited for this. I wasn't prior to seeing this, but looking at it now, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. This is very, very exciting.
It looks interesting. So as someone who's never played Mortal Kombat and someone who won't be playing this game because it is pretty gory for me, I'm a little baby, I guess. I would wait to see actual gameplay footage before being super duper hyped, because that's just cinematics. It's beautiful. I think it looks gorgeous and everything. And I think they even made the women sexy, so that's nice too, instead of making them fat.
Shout out to yesterday's conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I played Mortal Kombat 10, and I was incredibly impressed with the graphics and the flow of the battle. So, and NetherRealm's been doing this for a long time, Mortal Kombat games. So if I played Mortal Kombat 1 and a little bit of 2 and a little bit of 3, but I played the shit out of the first Mortal Kombat. I was like, my cousin would bring it over on, I think his Super Nintendo, and we would play it sometimes in my house, and I'd be so hyped to play Mortal Kombat 1 with my cousin. He always kicked my ass, but it was fun the rounds that I won. That was like a major victory for me when I actually was able to beat him. So playing 1 to 10 to now this, it's been, I don't know how long since 10 came out, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm more excited that they're trying something new, because I like that. I feel like people need to learn how to risk again. Companies are playing it safe too much, to the fact that it's getting boring. I don't like battle royales, and I don't like big sandboxes that just tell me where to go with a fucking radar and hold my hand in combat. Like, it's boring. I want something new. I want you guys to risk and try to create something new and fun. And I think that everything I'm hearing so far, it makes me more excited than this game than previous Mortal Kombats.
So, yeah, this is coming out in just a few months, and the internet's obviously talking about it this morning. And if you guys are popping in for the first time, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to see you guys back. We talk about gaming stuff every single day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m.
Someone said Mortal Kombat Battle Royale.
Oh
no, God, I would hate that.
The Battle Royale is pretty shitty lately. I mean, they ruined Call of Duty. That game is dead. It's dead too. It's broken. It's so broken. It's unplayable. It's just ripped. So.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple super chats, but I want you guys to stick with us a few more minutes, as we have some really good stories, as well as Kenzo putting together a new animation for Side Scrolls, which we have not seen yet.
I haven't seen it. I didn't even know about this.
I knew, but I'm excited when I see it.
I've seen it.
For days.
I've seen it.
So Kenzo put this together. We're going to be looking at it here in just a few minutes, but I want to read off
Kenzo,
these
you've
chats.
seen it, right?
Jerry Crow coming in with the Lord has risen, hallelujah. That's a nod to the fatality that you saw with the dragons.
Diana Francisco over on Rumble says, "Thank you, Adam, as we are homies, and you have Rumble rant 100%. Damn straight I do.
Let's go."
Damn straight.
Jeremy Wormy says, "Kenzo is my life partner."
That's cute.
Lovely.
That's very sweet. That's very sweet.
I got news for you.
Tommy Review says, "Yes, Kenzo. I'm sorry. Yes."
I was just saying, I love Dermy. He's just recently been monetized as well. There's a couple of our Legionnaires that have just been monetized. So if you do get a chance, guys, go over to Derby's channel and give him a subscribe, because he's working really hard. He puts out like 2 or 3 videos a day, and he has a good panel podcast at the weekend that you should check out as well. That's a little bit degenerate, or
that's a great word. Yeah.
It's a little bit more adult based, but yeah, go sub to Derby Wormy. He's a great dude. Thanks.
Tommy Reeves came in with the 5, says new Street Fighter and now Mortal Kombat. I guess as Killer Instinct fans can dream for a new game, we are chopped liver.
Killer Instinct. What a fun game. I played the shit out of Killer Instinct.
KI was the reboot of KI in 2013 was supported actually very well for several years. They had several seasons, and it was just kind of dropped like a, I don't know. It was dropped.
Them cabinets were so loud. The Killer Instinct cabinets in the arcades, man.
Available for your home in 1994. Do you remember that, Genzo?
I could just remember hearing combo breaker.
Yes, combo breaker. That's right. They were so loud that was the whole idea of the arcade game, was to outnoise the other games. So, Undead Gaming 306 came in and says that's $90 in Canada. Good thing I have a 15% discount because I work at GameStop. All right.
Great.
Good for you.
Nice.
Excellent.
On Twitch, Crazy T for 100 biddies says, well, they are in the new era, basically. They started over. You're correct, Adam. And then HB.
I like that Blabs. You got Blabs to say that. I'm going to clip that, and it's just Blabs' voice saying, You're correct, Adam.
You're correct, Adam.
I'm going to clip that.
HBK Enrique 24 sub with Prime on Twitch. And just now, Troy168 for 100 biddies says, it's not a reboot. It's a continuation of MK11.
Okay. Well, thank you for the clarification, Troy. And thank you so much for keeping an eye on Twitch over there, Blabs. Excellent. Mm-hmm. And Space Monkey comes in with the $5 super chat, says, the women still look ugly. NetherRealm has learned nothing. Bring back hot characters. Bring hot characters back. Space Monkey.
I mean, they look sexy to me, but what do I know?
Pretty good. I don't know. What are you asking for?
What are you playing, Fortnite?
Listen, you're telling where
Thank you. Bring her up. Bring her up. That was a ridiculous statement.
Yes.
You're telling me that this grin right here is not sexy? Just these teeth. Look at that snaggle tooth right there.
She has a nice body, but the face lets her down.
She's the epitome of a butterface. I'm sorry. What's that, Blabs?
I said put a bag on her.
Wow.
I would like to point
Great
out
advice.
The female was saying that on it. So when that's clipped and they're like, side scroller says put a bag on a girl's head.
Said from the woman on the panel.
Blabs, just look, I don't want to pry, but if at one point one guy was just like, Blabs, would you mind putting this bag on your head?
Damn.
How would that make you feel?
Why did you do that? You didn't have to do that, Craig. Damn.
No, I mean, I'm just out. She's saying put a bag on her head. If some guy was to proposition you with putting a bag on your head, how would you feel?
What's that? Castrate him?
Probably. If he insults me like that, rip, pull. Okay.
I think you should hold up a mirror to him, Blabs. Ask him the question.
Yeah, right? Yeah, totally shit him on.
Oh man, right. I think it's a fair question. I just whatever.
Sexism.
Prophet says, "Hey."
Sorry.
Prophet says, "Hey, Blabs, Meerkat has a weird finger. Will you marry me?"
No.
And Jay Rome came into the tier 1 for 31 months. Here's to many more. Thank you so much, Jay Rome. Pleasure to have you, buddy. That's so funny. All right, you guys want to move on to our next story today?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do that. We got a couple more stories, then we're gonna get to the Kenzo animation. Once again, guys, I appreciate you guys popping in today. Do you guys know who John Carmack is?
No.
Okay.
Should I?
Yes, you should. John Carmack is a legendary video game developer, legendary creator of the original Doom. He is a major forward thinker in the video game space, revolutionized game development in the early 90s, and most recently worked for Facebook in the metaverse and stepped away because he realized it was a giant failure. But John Carmack is in hot water today, this morning.
Oh,
yes. And would anybody like to guess why John Carmack is in hot water today?
He said something stupid.
No, didn't say anything.
He did something stupid.
he took something from Facebook that he wasn't supposed
money.
to.
Nope.
No, software. No.
You got caught jerking off on stream.
No, Kenzo.
Oh, the camera was on? Good guess, though.
Excellent guess. And I'm sorry, I can't believe I missed this. Real quick, Jonathan Davis gifted 5 memberships.
Hey,
Jonathan, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it.
Luke, right. Sorry.
What?
What was that?
It was the Souls death. Yeah, but you guys don't know. You're not real gamers.
Is that my conscience?
Your voice is echoing, and you need to check your voice.
why is my?
All right.
Sorry.
So John Carmack is in trouble
Yeah, what did he do?
for headlining a toxic and proud sci-fi convention that rails against woke propaganda.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was Frost for a second.
I thought we weren't going here.
Well, this is a very look. We're not doing everything we talked about, but I think this is funny because
Oh my goodness.
okay, we'll move on. Let's go.
No. It's
Look at that, you even scared
it's funny,
Kenzo.
dude. John, the guys who made Doom, like they did something amazing for the gaming community. And I did you watch the documentary on Doom? I can't
haven't.
believe I forgot the guy's name, but it is freaking cool because what they did was they gave out the first, like the first level or some shit to everyone and said, if you want the rest, you buy the game from us. And then they allowed everyone to just use their software to like make their own versions of Doom. And it just spawned this incredible world of people making different Doom style games. And it just got people into like making games. And they just did that. And it's like Doom is awesome. I have the first Doom. I actually play it sometimes.
What was the one that came out after?
What
What was the one that came out after Doom that was similar to it? Was it Quake?
Quake, yeah. I think that sounds right.
I think I played that one more than Doom. If I remember.
Well, I just thought that was really cool. As we're living in an era of, I don't know, protecting your IP and patent everything and hoard your own information instead of trying to elevate everyone. It feels backwards sometimes. And in the 90s, for them to do that because they just wanted their game out there. So they're like, let's just send demos to everyone and then they can buy the game if they want to. And you know what? If they want to use the stuff, like they just have to buy the game. And so they buy the game. All right, cool. Now you can use the software. And it's like, that's freaking rad. I don't know. It's never heard before.
So they obviously were pretty radical as far as getting the game out there initially, which proved to be a tremendous success. But let's talk about what's happening today with John Carmack. So Carmack announced he is the co-founder of id Software, right? And id Software is a big company, and former Oculus VR CTO, so Chief Tech Officer, is facing criticism for his announcement that he'll be attending. People say maybe he just signed up to the event and he didn't know. Well, the event is called BasedCon.
I had no idea.
It's a sci-fi and fantasy convention for fans who are, quote, tired of woke propaganda.
That's awesome.
He said, I'm
going to go to there.
I'm going to be at basedcon.com again this year. Carmack tweeted. I had read books from and Twitter interacted with 3 of the authors more since, but I wasn't sure what to expect last year. It turned out fun in a grassroots con way that reminded me of the old Space Access days. I was just going to show up as a normal attendee / fan of the authors last year, but Rob, presumably BaseCon founder Rob, whatever, nudged me into doing a talk and some panels, and I enjoyed it. It says attending a convention is pretty unremarkable thing most of the time, but BaseCon isn't like most. Its website claims the convention, quote, isn't about pushing any particular ideology, while at the same time listing examples of based beliefs that the organizers subscribe to. Would you like to hear those based beliefs?
Yes.
Which some may get us flagged and destroyed off YouTube for.
Well,
but
they're not our beliefs. Just so you know, these are the beliefs of
simple things like men cannot give birth. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. A fetus is a human being. Socialism has failed, and every word's been tried. Discriminating against white people is racism.
Yes, those are all facts.
All right. The website complains that while, quote, sci-fi cons used to be a lot of fun, in recent years they've been dominated by, quote, a small clique of authoritarian jerks who made them into venues for pushing social justice dogma that in turn sparked controversies, blah, 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 blah. So it also warned that if you happen to not embrace those beliefs, you should probably stay away. If you believe people with a certain skin color can't be racist, or you expect people to use made-up pronouns when you're talking about you may want to do a reality check before attending BaseCon. So
I like this place. I want to go to this con.
So John Carmack is like, and you know, obviously there's people on Twitter who are like, I'm so disappointed in you, and you know, Carmack's like, I'm still gonna go. So
based.
Right. It's kind of interesting. It's just interesting to see that, like, it's amazing that these these 5 things here are seen as like violence today, you know, like everything's violence today. So anyways, Kenzo, your thoughts on that?
It used to be sticks and stones, right? Like, but nowadays, apparently you can get, especially where I live, you got to be careful. You can literally get arrested for offending someone on Twitter for posting the wrong meme.
Are you going to get in trouble for being on the show talking about this stuff? 50-50?
Hopefully. Depends how deep into that subject you delve into.
Just say disavow. You disavow, and we'll wink.
Just so everyone knows, I'm not affiliated with, even though I've made animations based on these guys, I'm not affiliated with.
Not affiliated.
Just so we know.
We wipe our hands of you, Kenzo. All right, let's move on. We'll certainly continue to follow the John Carmack saga. Yes, Blabs.
Really fast on Twitch, JRome24 subscribed at tier 1. They've been subscribed for 31 months, and he says, here's to many more. And then JRome also gave a tier 1 sub to Mad Hatter, and they've given 221 subs in this channel.
Amazing.
Wow, thank you so much.
JRome is a stud, absolutely.
JRome is a real one right there. I love this. I just want to point this out real quick. The Fantastic Sarcastic is in chat and says, I wish there was a based podcast every week with Adam and friends. In fact, every Monday night is Based Af Monday with me and the homies over on the Krigler Show on Rumble and YouTube as well, but mostly Rumble because you can watch the entire podcast, because sometimes we cut the YouTube stream and we let it go, baby. We let it loose. All right, Craig, sorry, what were you going to say?
We let it go. I like it. Let's move on to our next story. But before we do, I got a couple super chats I'd like to read off. Thank you guys very much for your support. It is how we continue to do this every single day, and we genuinely appreciate it. The Creamnado says, my ex told me to put a bag on my head. Oof. Sorry to hear that, buddy. And Nautical Man came in with the 5, says, Blast plays Castlevania like there's a bag on her head.
That's fantastic. That was great.
Which, by the way, Blast vs. Castlevania returns on Wednesday next week at 1:00. We'll continue the Mario Funathon today at 1, which starts in just about 45 minutes from now. So we'll continue that as I continue to play through the Mario. But next Wednesday, Blast vs. Castlevania will return. All right, let's move on to our final story of the day. Once again, before we get to, I had a fun little. Well, I'll just do a couple quick hits stories. Did you hear about the new trailer, the new character release in Dead by Daylight, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Kenzo, did you hear about this? Kenzo,
you ever played Dead by Daylight, Kenzo? Okay, but do you know of it? Do you know what it is?
I know what it is. Yeah,
Okay,
I know what it is. But
Labs, give everybody a rundown of what Dead by Daylight is.
Right. So it's basically you can play with 4 other friends, so 5 people. 4 of you are on a team together, and then the 5th person, who can just be a random person on the internet also, is a villain from some horror movie like Halloween and all that stuff. I don't do horror. They all scare me. I just run from the villain. And what you have to do is you and your teammates have to go and power up all these gens in this map, which is basically like a maze almost. Adam has something to say. Go on, Adam.
I mouthed 5. You said power up the gens, and I just said 5.
I thought you were high-fiving or like raising your hand, like in class. Anyway.
No, I was trying to assist you. Damn.
Anyway,
goodness.
So, well, I don't know if you want to step in. Go ahead. It's all good. Anyway,
you're doing great.
So,
I've watched her stream, so she sometimes does need assisting.
Yeah, but sometimes I leave them on the hook to die. Anyway, so basically, you and your friends got to power up all these gens around this map, whilst the killer is trying to get you and either hang you up on a hook or like marry you and kill you on the spot, or just stab you. It's all good.
It's Mori, by the way.
I can't say. I just say marry. Mori.
Mori. Yeah, Mori you.
Okay.
It's when they use their finisher. Yeah, it is very similar to Friday the 13th. For those, someone said that it sounds similar to Friday the 13th. It is. It's a fun game. It's kind of repetitive. I really enjoyed it though. I played many of hours into Dead by Daylight. Darth Call, he's been on the show. He plays that game a lot. He's very good at it. It's a lot more fun when you're playing with people who are good at the game.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy being killer as well. Being killer is a lot of fun.
I've never done it.
It's definitely different than playing Survivor, but you should learn how to play Survivor first so you can know what a survivor's trying to do and when you're being a killer. It's just a suggestion.
So there's a lot of, like it's a scary game, right?
Yeah, I mean, it can be scary. I mean, it's like all the villains from the horror movies.
Right. Ghostface.
Which makes
this
right. So you got I think. Well, so it's a lot of killers from movies, which makes the announcement for this new character so intriguing.
Agreed.
The latest character from this, which is announced, and I'm just going to play this, and we're going to watch here. Kenzo, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
There's nothing more powerful than imagination. It can shape the fabric of reality, transforming everything you may think you know.
So when I saw this on Twitter, I responded with, finally, the very first character in Dead by Daylight that is both a survivor and a killer. And I don't know if that's going to be the case, but that would be fucking rad.
That's going to be fun. I like that this game has all the skins and combines like all these IPs and franchises.
What do you think, Blabs? What do you think he's going to be? A survivor? Killer?
No, I think he's going to be a killer. He looked a bit ominous there. He looked a bit ominous and scary there.
I was expecting his face to. I was expecting his face to set on fire. I thought it was going to be like Ghost Rider or something, but Nicolas Cage is much more scarier than Ghost Rider.
Chat, 100%. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think it's? Do you guys think he's going to be the killer? Or I don't know how many Dead by Daylight fans are out there, but killer or a survivor? Because I could see either or. I could see both, honestly. Like, it would be cool to have both. It'd be weird.
He does have range.
He's got range. Yeah.
Hey, I gotta be honest.
Both. Yeah, maybe it'll be like one of those very, very unique situations where he can be either or.
Right.
I think.
And you don't know who's
amazing.
on your team. That'd be cool.
Can you do a poll? Can you do a poll? Because it is split right now. Holy cow.
Well, I like our poll up right now.
You have
Imagine if you could do like an option where it's like you don't even know who he is, and then you just go into the map.
You can put that up again. Sorry, Blabs.
Oh, it's okay.
I just think it's fascinating that somebody was like, we should get Nick Cage. We should get Nick Cage for Dead by Daylight. And they pulled it off, and he looks good. And we'll learn more the day after Independence Day on July 5th. So there's more information coming, but they definitely, I'm intrigued. And especially if he's like saying all sorts of I don't know, actor shit as he's murdering you, or
Right.
you know, I think that'd be really good. You know,
I
It's
do
time
have to
cut.
do have to add Dead by Daylight. What the hell are you waiting for? Why is there not a werewolf in the game? You can have a killer that
Yeah.
kind of looks like a survivor, and then its ability turns them into a werewolf, and they can
Or
run
like a
really fast or
vampire
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, vampire
Any of
too,
those
but werewolf. Come
mythological
on.
characters, yeah.
And I know Darth Call really, really wants a werewolf. What the hell are you waiting for? I mean, they have their own killers that they've made. It's not just from like horror movies, although they do have a lot. Texas Chainsaw Massacre also is in there. The Demogorgon from Stranger Things, although you can't get that anymore. So if you do have it, you're a real one. I've got it. I've got the Demogorgon. What was that? Damn, Blabs.
Whoa, relax, Adam.
Jeez.
Just relax with your sweet flex.
I want to flex. I got Steve too. Yeah, that's right. I got Steve.
The game does a really good job with scaring you with the music. Like, it doesn't have to be actually that scary, but once they actually start playing like that bone-chilling music, you're like, oh shit. Yeah. So.
The terror radius.
That music is designed to make you feel unsettling, though. You know, that can be more scary than the scenes you're watching most of the time in a horror movie.
All right. I'm just excited to see. I love wacky ass crossovers like that. Just all sorts of balls.
I can't wait. I'll play that again. I'll play it once Nick Cage is in the game. I gotta play it.
We gotta do a Dead by Daylight stream.
I'm down. I'm down. I'll be the killer.
Adam wants to play with me. That's just.
I'll be the killer.
Oh God, he's gonna come after me.
Yeah.
Nina wants to know. So we should do Blabs versus Five Nights at Freddy's. Have you played Five Nights?
She would hate that. She would hate that.
Blabs?
No.
I've seen a lot of it.
Did you know they announced a movie for it the last couple days?
What?
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Oh man, ridiculous.
Maybe that's a future Blabs versus. That'd be really
scary.
good.
Is that something scary?
It's Dead by Daylight, but instead of killers, it's like giant.
It's like you're in Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes. It's like Chuck E. Cheese, but the horror Dead by Daylight version. Very similar. Sound good?
Okay.
Sound fun? Sound fun? Yeah.
Sure.
And following up on the Mortal Kombat 11 conversation, Space Monkey says, for context, Mortal Kombat 11 game dev said that he intentionally made females ugly and didn't care what straight men thought of them. Oh, I don't see any improvements. Okay.
Cool.
Well,
to each their own.
I think that it's crazy that aren't there multiple developers or multiple artists that work on that game? Or
I never played 11, but
yeah. All right, let's get into this. Kenzo, you put something together for us. We have not seen this yet. I want to watch this, but give us a little rundown of exactly what we're about to watch.
I put it together for you guys, although you didn't ask me to. I just made a short 30-second animation with your likenesses based on the Super Street Fighter 2 intro. I reached out to the amazing Paul Hadouken, who made a cover version of the music to accompany it, and I hope you guys like it.
Oh, this sounds awesome. What?
Hey, hold on. I'll say let's actually watch the intro for the first. Can we actually watch? Let's do that. Let's watch the original intro first for context for Super Street Fighter 2.
Yeah. I roughly based it on the artwork from the 2008 PlayStation 3 version of it, if that's any, because there's lots of different versions of it, obviously.
Let's go check this out.
Yeah.
This is the original version.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, so there's that one.
There's a different one where you have some other characters slide in and another character behind the Rio one.
Oh yeah. Okay, of course,
Yeah.
absolutely. Here, I got this one as well. Let's go ahead and here we go. Let me show this one real fast.
I think that's the same one.
Is the same one?
I think so.
It sure is.
Yeah, it's right at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah, it's right at the very end. The before the
Well, I know what you're speaking of, but let's go check this out real quick. All right.
Yeah.
This is the one that you put together. I'm very excited to check this.
This is the one I drew out myself.
Okay, let's check it out.
No!
What? Let's go.
Oh man, I'm about to get freaking hit with that.
Amazing. That is awesome. I love that you got, and this is such a, by the way, I love Travis's look.
I don't know how much Travis is gonna like it.
I freaking love it.
Oh man. I love that you
that's
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
To be Cammy. That's supposed to be Cammy where she fiddles with her glove, and I don't know why she flicks her tongue out, but she does that in the original one as well. It's not
yes, she does.
Yeah.
You got all of it. I love that that Adam is Akuma. I love that. That's spectacular. There's Adam with his where's he at? There he is.
Hell yeah.
That's great. All right, let's go watch this one more time. This is great.
Look badass.
Yeah.
The music's sick as well.
What's that?
I said I really love the music as well. Shout out to Paul Hadouken, like he smashed it. It's really good.
Give it up for Paul. That's great. Let's check it one more time.
So good.
Well, I'm glad
That's
you
wicked,
like
man.
it, guys.
Don't you do it all on your iPad too?
I hear in my head like side scrollers after. I don't know. I hear something.
Well,
It does that on his iPad.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I've only very recently started animating. Maybe 3 months ago, I actually started to learn how to do it.
Cool.
Wow. That's awesome. As Paul says, that's got to be an outro. I agree.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. That is awesome. And are you okay if we use that on a day-to-day basis?
Of course. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That would be sick.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
That would be totally skits.
Love that. Well, that's all of a sudden we have an outro for side scrollers now.
We got an intro, we got an outro, we got a mid-tro.
Yeah, I got my first break really just from I was just memeing and making cartoon memes of the Full Aussie Cast, which is another podcast that Blabs is on. And I made like a parody video with the help of Lethal Lightning from the Full Aussie, where I'm really into a content creator called Jared Wright, who is a one man who made the Big Les Show, which was all made on MS Paint and Adobe, and he made it sort of just mucking around for his friends, but it spread like fire, and now like he's got tens of millions of subscribers. He's like 5 seasons into this cartoon, and it's a one-man show, and kind of like I was aspiring to sort of use his ethics. So everything's been done on my own, on my iPad, just like animated and drawn on there. And yeah, and I have been recently reaching out to some content creators within the YouTube and fellowship sphere, and like I started doing a little short animated episodic thing for the Full Aussie, where I've taken all them guys and made them into characters, sort of like and it's been awesome. I've had them guys doing all the voice acting for me, and it's been dope. Like,
wow.
And I hope to supply like the YouTube sphere with more skits, animated content as I make it.
Killer, man. Like listen, I've already got it ready to go. I've already downloaded it, and like I got it ready to go today. I'm on it, man. It's ready. That will be added today during the show. It's killer stuff. Wow, thank you very, very much. We genuinely appreciate that. And
yeah, that's rad.
I genuinely appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Well, we're not done yet because we got some more memes to hit on. We got a ton. Labs,
I haven't looked.
Yes,
I haven't looked at all. I see there's a lot.
there's
I haven't
9.
looked.
Well, one of the links you send me, Blabs, is not is deleted, but I'm going to go through the ones that we do see. So, big ups to the Legion of Memers coming in hot today in a major way. Let's go check these out as we go. We see Blabs here. I have proof that Blabs is in fact an old woman. You've aged poorly, Blabs.
At least I still got my cheese shirt.
Is that what your mother looks like?
No.
No? All right.
No.
Because that is a crazy filter then. Holy shit.
No, it's not. I look more like my dad.
And here's Blabs, old Blabs,
now too.
still cosplaying, which is great. It's just, still
cosplaying when I'm 90.
Wizard's robe. We have the drummer from Godsmack, which looks like, I guess it's a face filter. Is this me also as well? It looks like Stuttering Craig. He's got great cheekbones. I don't wear many shirts that are covered in blood, but hey, to each their own. I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, BW. Next up, we have Horny Alf coming in. Thank you so much, Horny Alf. Always appreciate this.
Horny Alf.
It says, if side scrollers were the characters in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, thanks, Alf.
Of course.
Brutal.
Thank you, Alf. Appreciate that, man. That is outstanding.
That's awesome.
And then we have more from Cloud coming in. It says side scrollers combat looks lit.
Finish him.
Fatality.
Nice.
Oh, shit, you kicked me in the balls.
And put that skin back on. Let's go. Fuck you, Blabs.
And clipped.
Let's go.
Finish him.
Oh, outstanding. Love that. Thank you very much. And then we have
What's the name of female Goro?
Shiva.
Shiva. Oh, right.
Shiva. Then we have Extra Zero says, did you happen to catch that Blabs will be replaced by Toasty in Mortal Kombat 1? Let's check it out.
Sounds like a cat. Stepped on.
Sound like a meow.
We have this one again from Cloud. It says, I didn't make this, but Blab's comment about Melina makes me think of this meme. I don't know why. And then we have Melina approaching Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage approving. Johnny Cage not approving of what happens with Melina and her crazy face. That's funny.
A whole lot of teeth in that mouth.
Whole lot of teeth. And then we have Superman, of course, if he wasn't scared of green rocks. It says, today's host,
Stuttering paper bag.
I love that. Just throwing up the paper bags over my head. Love that. That's great. Well, thank you guys very much for that. That is wonderful. And like I said, there was one in there that wasn't working, Blabs. I think it was the second one. But either way, greatly appreciate that. Those from Extra Zero. It's the page is not showing up for me.
Yeah,
but
broken.
Legion of Memers, we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for your support and Extra Zero. We really appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on, spending a little bit of time with us today.
Oh, that's Kenzo.
That's Kenzo.
What did I say?
Extra Zero.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at Extra Zero, and the
He's got like yellow skin and.
Sorry, I was looking at Extra Zero's name and when I said that, it's like one of those things where my daughter wrote down the word purple, but it was in red, right? And you try to say what color is it, and it's like purple, but no, it's actually. Anyways, yes, Kenzo, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Yes. And
thank you for our outro. It's fucking rad.
Yeah.
It's spectacular. Spectacular. And that one actually came in with 100 bits during the intro, but it says Adam is surrounded by balls, which is true. Because Akuma has a big old balls.
Yeah,
Akuma has a big old balls necklace.
He has balls around his neck.
This is true. Like Adam does on weekends.
That's right. Whoa. How do you know about that?
You weren't supposed to say. That's a secret.
How does he know? Anyway.
All right, look, we're gonna head over to Patreon for like 3 minutes, really, really short. If you guys want to join us over there, because I have to be live in about 30 minutes with the Mario Funathon. I'm still getting all that set up. Do we have time to do a post show, or am I gonna run
it's
it
up to
too
you.
close?
Can I do a really quick plug? Like
yes, of course,
Blabs. Right, tonight on Kick, I'm going to be e-thought watching again with Grant, and we just watch and judge all the thoughts on Kick, and it's a really great time. We watch their Amazon wish list, and we kind of laugh at what they want for Amazon. All right, check me out there, 7 p.m. Eastern.
That's funny. That's amazing. Love it.
It was good. It was good.
Awesome.
It was.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Yeah, we're like, it's been really tough with the tight window, so we're gonna hold off on it just so I can get everything set up and we can actually use our outro today. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate y'all's support. You guys have a great day, whether you're watching on Twitch, Rumble, or YouTube, or of course over at patreon.com/sidescrollers. You guys have an excellent day. Remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. We'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early at 11 a.m. And I'll see you guys shortly in about 30 minutes for the Mario Funathon Day 3 as we go from the Mario Land 2 all the way into Mario 64, which I'm sure a lot of folks will be interested in that. We'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for tuning in. Kenzo, you the man. Blabs, Adam, thank you very much. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.